Hello, geometry students. Today we are finishing up our chapter 10, which is on circles. And during class, you explored the equation of a circle in Sketchpad. So let's take a look here. You were supposed to write the definition of the circle down, and the definition of a circle is all points that are equidistant from the center. And then you were supposed to be looking at the equations that you got in Sketchpad and then trying to come up with an equation for a circle and using your center point as HK and then your radius as R. And the circle equation is x minus h, which is the x part of the ordered pair of the center, squared, plus y minus k, which is the y part of the ordered pair of the center, equals your radius squared. And when you have a circle equation, you're going to put the center point in for the h and the k, and then you're going to put in the radius for the r. So you're still going to have the x and the y in your equation, and that should make sense to you. Because when you even think of the equation of a line, you have y equals mx plus b as your slope-intercept equation. When you have slope-intercept equations, you have a y and you have an x in it. So same thing with the circle equation, you're going to have an x and a y in it. Where does the circle equation come from? If you look here, people, if you did the distance formula, you would take the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. Do you see how that pattern exists here? x1 minus x2, this is x1 minus x2, and then y1 minus y2, that's really y1 minus y2, and then we have radius squared here, because what we've done is we've gotten rid of this square root by squaring each side. So the circle equation actually comes from the distance formula, or you're looking for the distance of the radius. So you're taking the radius squared, and you're doing the x1 minus x2 squared plus y minus y2 squared, and that's where that formula comes from. Let's take a look at some of our problems. Our first example asks us to write the circle equation given the center of 2, -4 and a radius of 1. And so remember, we have x minus h squared, y minus k squared equals our radius squared. So we're just going to take and put this ordered pair in for the h and the k. So I'm going to go x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus a -4 quantity squared equals my radius, which is 1 squared. And so at this point, people, you need to simplify your equation. You don't need to multiply through that quantity squared, but you're going to have to take care of a minus a -4. So we're going to write x minus 2 quantity squared plus y plus 4 quantity squared. And then the other thing is I'll expect you to also square that radius. 1 squared is 1. Let's look at example number 2. Write the equation of the circle, and you're given the center point of 3, -4, and it passes through -1, -4. So I'm going to use my circle equation, x minus, this is my h and this is my k, 3 quantity squared plus y minus -4 quantity squared. And I'm looking, and I don't have the radius at this point, so that's what I need to find, is I need to find the radius. Let's take a look at I'm going to draw a quick picture here. I'm not going to put it on a coordinate plane or anything like that. I'm just going to draw a sketch. My center is 3, -4, and then it passes through. So this circle here is passing through. I'm just going to put it down here, -1, -4. So the circle is passing through that point. So do you people see here? There's my radius. So I need to find my radius. So I need to actually use my distance formula to find my radius. So I need to take my x's and subtract them. So I'm going to go 3 minus -1 quantity squared plus -4 minus -4 quantity squared. Now I'm really trying to find the radius, and this is the radius right here. So I'm going to change my d to r. Square root. This is going to be 4. 4 squared is 16. Let's see, 16 plus, this is 0. 0 squared is 0. Now at this point I know a lot of you people are probably saying, okay, r is 4. I need to go and find r squared. You know, had this been, let's say, r equals root 5, I don't want you taking and punching that in your calculator, because you're going to have to plug it in here and square it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square each side here, so then my r squared equals 16, which is this. 16 is r squared up here. So I'm just going to plug it in there. So do you see what's happening here? If I had gotten root 5, then I would square, radius is root 5, then I would square it. R squared would equal 5, and then I would write that right in there for r squared. So keep that in mind so that you're not doing all that calculator punching. So let's write our final equation. X minus 3 quantity squared plus, that's y plus 4 quantity squared, and that equals my radius squared, which is 16. Okay, let's take a look at our last problem. It says find the radius and the center point, then graph it. Okay, so we also have to graph it. So let's just go ahead and plot. This is a different problem. I thought we were on the last one. First we have to find the radius. This is r squared. So r squared is 16. So r is 4. Now just keep in mind here, people, had that been 5, r squared would have been 5. Then leave that in radical form. R is root 5, and if you have radicals and you need to simplify them, make sure that you're doing that as well. And again, I was talking about an equation like this: x squared, x plus 2 quantity squared plus y squared equals 5. That's how you would find radius in that one. And then my center, this is going to be my h, and this is going to be my k. Please remember that it's x minus, so then that positive, that plus sign actually comes from a minus and negative. So my h part of my ordered pair is -2. Now I don't see anything added to this y squared, so that is really y minus 0 quantity squared. All right, so let's go ahead and graph that. Find our center of -2, 0. And then I got a radius of 4. So I'm going to go 4 each way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a point there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a point there. I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that would represent my circle. And I would draw a circle. All right, let's take a look at that last problem. Write an equation of a circle that contains the following: So let's go ahead and graph these. I need 3, 0, 5, -2, and 1, -2. All right, so I need to get a circle that contains those points. So the first thing you're going to do is draw a triangle. So I'm going to draw this triangle here. Then the second thing you're going to do is draw in the perpendicular bisectors. Draw 2 perpendicular bisectors and find the intersection. So, okay, need it to be perpendicular. If I look here, do you see there's 2 on this side and there's 2 on this side. So there's my perpendicular bisector for that line, and that's at a right angle. And I can tell that because this has a slope of 0, so I need an undefined slope. And then I'm going to take this line here that has a slope of 1. So then I need my perpendicular bisector line, which is going to be a slope of -1. So they're going to intersect right there. So that's going to find my intersection point. So this is going to be now your center point, people. This is your center. All right, so I just found my center. That center point is 3, -2. And if you look now, people, this is my center, then this is going to be my radius right here. My circle is going to be coming around like this. So my radius is going to be 2. So now they're asking me to write the equation. So I have x minus 3 quantity squared plus y minus the -2. So I'm going to write plus 2 quantity squared equals my r squared, which is going to be 4. I'm going to box in my answer. All right. Thank you, people. You have a great day, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.